Dennis? Yeah. No, I know. Man, he can paint some pictures. He's a freaking nice artist, but he can't fish worth a shit.
Yeah.
You know that?
How does he even reach the paint to get to, like, his arms are so short?
Dude, I let him try and gaff a kingfish one time, and he couldn't reach the kingfish, with the 8-foot gaff. My son, he's 6 years old, he came over with the 4-footer, and he got him the first shot.
Yeah.
It's like, how's that happen, Dennis?
I know. You ever met his wife?
Yeah, a couple times.
Nice girl,
What's she doing with him?
I don't know. She must have eye problems.
Man.
She must like artist guys.
Yeah, that's what it is. Some girls just love them artists.
Yeah.
Love what they can do with their mind,
Whatever.
not with their rod.
Good for him, though.
Yeah.
Above his grade,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Live. Oh, you're loud.
Super live. Right?
Yeah.
Super live. Oh, I gotta take a fucking picture. Hold on. Keep your headphones on. We can start rolling the podcast.
It's rolling.
It's rolling. All right. I'll be right back. I'm starting this shit.
Yeah, I guess my head's bigger than the last guy that sat here.
You have a big old head.
I meant size-wise.
All right.
Not big head-wise.
Welcome to Connected by Water. What up?
Thanks for having us.
So, all right, a little bit closer to the mic, so we don't have echo and all that shit.
All right.
Captain Stan Hunt.
Good morning.
Captain Chris Lemieux.
Morning.
Welcome to the Fishbowl.
Thanks for having us, man.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Great being here. Good.
Good.
I'm going to start this off by taking a picture of both of you, and I'm going to text it to Keith. Right? Hold on. Say cheese. What up? Yeah.
Get some.
All right, cool. I'm going to text that to him right now. So how you guys doing?
Living the dream.
So thanks for coming on, like, last minute, like, blowing in here because you're in town.
No worries.
It's a nice surprise for us today. How we connected by water?
Well, I guess we're both fishermen, so we're connected by water.
Yep.
And, yeah, so Keith isn't here, so Chris got in on last minute. And glad to have him here, too. Connected with water here.
I'm going to tell BB, I'm going to send him this picture, and I'm going to say, don't worry, we upgraded.
Oh, man. He's going to be he get his feelings hurt.
He knows I'm
That's all right.
He
He
knows I'm
deserves
just messing with him.
Yeah.
He's had enough time. Should have been here.
I'd say me and Stan almost spend as much time on the water as we do on land. So,
Yeah.
you guys are pretty connected by water. That's a good one.
You guys have been fishing together for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? How long you
Yeah.
think?
Oh, it's been a long time now. I've been fishing with Casey longer than him, his brother.
Yeah,
Casey.
you started fishing with Casey before me.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what brought us together.
Just as
Yeah.
kids and stuff. Like
Tournaments.
tournaments. That's like no flight plan stuff, though, right?
No, well, yeah,
Before
a
then.
little bit before,
Before that.
flight plan when on the Get Some
Yep.
fishing tournaments, and then all of a sudden, Casey was on the flight plan, so fish with them on the flight plan too.
Cool.
Yep.
Right on.
Now
Fish
we
with
actually,
Stan.
I left my charter boat, and I actually fished on his charter boat more than mine now. So back to Pompano.
Yeah, what are you doing now?
Well, I moved up there.
Yeah.
I moved up to Palm City, which is actually just outside of Stewart.
Right.
So it's a little more, in the woods up there, and I'm actually running a commercial boat up there, king fishing and sword fishing, when I need to, when I want to, living the good life. So
Right.
I only have to go when I want to.
Nice.
So yeah, it's nice, man. Can spend more time with the kids and with the family and do things up there. But
Did you buy a house up there?
yeah, yep. We sold our house down here. Actually, the first day we put it up for sale, it sold. So we were really lucky with that. And we were already looking for houses up there for the last month, before then, and found something and all worked together. And we had a lot of not sure things going on, and it all kind of came together right. So we went with it, and yeah, I'm glad we did it. We mainly did it for the kids for schooling, and A-rated schools up there, and
Yeah, the schools up in Martin County are great.
yeah. I think it's actually rated like 5th best in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
So St. Augustine's like 1st, and they're like right there at number 5. So yeah, it's awesome, man. We love it up there, and it's not great being away from our family and friends and having all the help with the kids, but it's awesome just being up there, being in the woods, different lifestyle, getting away from all the traffic and mayhem down here, and
The mess of Broward County.
yeah,
Dude, it's a
That's right.
mess.
That's
Yeah,
right. It's like
yeah.
stressful going anywhere.
Yeah,
For
it
sure.
takes you like it now. It takes me like twice as long to get out to Pompano than it used to, and I'm like, it's horrible.
Yeah, I think it took me about 40 minutes to get from my house on 95 to 10th Street, and then about another 40 minutes just from 10th Street to here.
Yeah,
You know,
that's about standard.
Yeah.
traffic wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, we're debating just picking up and moving the studio out east soon, but we're talking about it. I don't know. We actually, my wife and I talked about moving up to Jensen Beach,
Oh yeah,
which is right next door.
really
to
nice.
Palm
Just
City.
inside of me.
Yeah. It was like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. We looked at a nice house. We like almost put a bid on it, and then like we had like a long conversation. We're like, well, you know, my parents are here, and blah blah, and all this other stuff that just like kept
That's
us
the
here.
hardest thing
Yeah,
to
it was
do.
just like, no, we're not going to go anywhere.
Yep.
We had some stuff going on with the studio and the business and the way things were going. We're just like, we can't just up and like uproot the studio at the moment. So we decided to stand still. But I love that area.
Yeah, it's so nice anywhere around there.
Yeah.
You know, that whole from Jupiter to, you know, even Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, just a different world. You know,
Yep.
and you're only an hour away.
Yeah.
And
Really.
that bay's so nice, like wide open there, like
Yeah,
Port
it
St.
is.
Lucie River and all that. Yeah, it's
Got all
really,
Good
really
red
nice.
fishing and you
Yep.
know, fishing inside and
You'll
all
see me up
stuff.
that way in the next few years.
You think so?
100%. Oh, I know. My wife and I have already been looking up there.
Yeah.
Palm Beach Gardens, Jupiter.
And you're in
Nice.
Boynton,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I'm up there, but Boynton's changed a lot.
It's
I mean, I
changing
was
too,
born
right?
and raised in
Yes.
Boynton, and it's changed drastically.
yeah,
You know, out on Congress Avenue used to be pasture,
yeah,
cow pastures and stuff, and all of a sudden now we're, it's all stores and it's just traffic, same thing,
all
and just
sprawl.
yeah,
like here.
yep,
Yeah, and you know firsthand too. I mean, for those listening and watching that don't know, that Chris is also like our previous guest, Michael Landris, a Boynton Beach firefighter, so a true hero in our presence. So, so you see,
appreciate it.
yeah, man. No, it's the truth. So you see all firsthand, like just how that town itself too. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
seems to be kind of like migrating north, like the sprawl.
Yep,
For sure.
for sure. And unfortunately, I see the worst of it. I
Yeah.
see a lot of stuff people don't even know about on a day-to-day basis. A lot of the shootings and stuff don't even make the news. People don't even know about. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. And I see it all, and I live there. So, I'm planning on having kids in the near future, and I don't want my kids growing up around that
It's like
stuff.
you
And,
know too much.
yeah, that's the problem. I know
Yeah.
too much. And,
That's it.
I see him up there, and I want my kids running in around the yard and riding
Camping,
four-wheelers and camping.
four-wheeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want my kids around that stuff. I don't want my kids around, concrete jungle, unfortunately. But
Yeah, no, we have, my wife and I have those talks too. I mean, it's the truth though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to raise your kid. We're homeschooling now.
yeah,
I mean,
no.
we took our kids out of public school down
Nice.
here.
Yeah.
Well, screw that.
Well, and that's the thing my wife and I talked about. It's okay. We find a decent house in Boynton, but I still I'm not going to send my kid to a public school in that area.
Yeah.
I have to pay for a private school, so we might as well move up north where there's nice schools,
Mm-hmm.
and then have a nice house with some land and have some chickens and stuff for the kids to play with. Just something
Yep.
different. I grew up on the water. I'm like Stanley. I was born and raised on the water. Lived near the water, on the water. I mean, 24/7. That's all we did was eat, sleep, and breathe, fishing and everything. So it's gonna be a nice change of pace. I want to, like him starting a little bit of the woods thing more. So definitely, it's our escape now. Unfortunately, fishing has become, it's become a day-to-day routine for us, just like any other career
It's
job.
your job. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is, man. I
So-
gotta like, if I fish 1, 2, 3 days in a row,
Yeah,
I gotta get out to the woods for a solid day,
Right.
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
I can go fishing again to be sane,
yeah,
For sure.
So peaceful. But
Yeah. I mean, that's, I'm doing something that I love for a living too. And that's not
Yeah.
always the easiest thing.
no,
You got to kind of pick like, all right, when are my happy, joyful moments for me?
yeah,
That's
It's
it.
like,
true.
it's not
Make
every
your-
day. Like I'm like a lot of, I got to deal with some, asshole customers sometimes.
Yeah.
Sorry to all my customers out there.
Oh yeah.
But seriously, it's the
No.
truth. Just like any other business, it's like, man, I don't want to deal with this guy today,
Yeah.
or I don't want to do that job today, or
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd rather just paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got to do it, man. You need to make a living at it.
You make your
Yeah.
passion, your passion slash hobby, your career, that just changes it a little bit, unfortunately. And I tell kids that are, getting into this field, they go, "Oh, I want to be a boat captain. I want to do this. I want to do that." I'm like, listen, go do something else and keep fishing your passion and
Right.
your hobby. Go make money doing something else, and then on the weekends or take your vacation and go and really truly enjoy fishing.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard that quote from our charters, Chris. Man, you got the best job in the
Yeah,
world.
you guys are so lucky. Yeah,
We're
but
like,
they don't see the, us waking up at
It's
3 in the
nice.
morning catching goggle eyes. They don't see today, perfect example. I've been up since sunrise, pulled my boat out of the water, put it on the trailer, pressure cleaned the whole bottom, trailered it down to Pompano to get service done on my boat, and here I am. You know what I mean? That's all
Right.
been before 10 a.m. and
Lot
people
of
don't
work.
see that stuff. They don't see our rod needed new line, thousands of yards of line because we all have 15 rods on the boat and
Yeah.
do this and that, and that's broken and this is broken. Your trailer tire flat. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff that people do not see that goes into the whole charter fishing, everything like that. The tournament fishing especially is even. Let's not even get into. Get into that. That would be
That's a different
whole
ballgame
day.
altogether.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Stanley and I we've done it all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been
You
fortunate
guys
enough.
really have.
And we've learned from it. I mean, Casey, his brother, is the man. I mean, he could tell you that. We've learned a lot. I mean, a lot of my tournament wins is learned whatever I learned from Casey and Stan and everything. And we've fished with some awesome people, so we've put that all together. And here we
That's
are.
the thing. Like, I want people to realize that though, that are like watching and listening right now, is that there's guys that can say, oh, I'm the best this, I'm the best fisherman, and they try to like post everything up and like
Everybody.
and
Just
it's like,
ask them.
but-
They're the best. Just ask
right.
them.
But like in my mind, like you guys just aren't like that. You guys just know you're the best, and I mean that. No, and take that compliment however you will, right? But it's just kind of like how you guys don't need to prove shit to anybody because you guys really are like.
Well, and that's
the
the
good of
thing,
the good,
you can
for
say
sure.
you're the best, but there's a lot of the best guys.
There's
around,
a lot of the best guys around for sure,
and a lot more of
But I mean,
them
you guys.
lately.
My point is, like, you guys
Right.
are right there, like in that league, and it's just like, but you're just so humble about it.
We've
You know
been-
what I mean?
yeah,
Which
we've been
because
doing it a long
you guys are
time.
professionals. I guess is ultimately my point. It's like this is what you do for a living. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when you're a pro. It's
and we
just
got
what you
trained by the best guys too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that doesn't hurt.
You can get trained.
Takes
by,
the learning curve out a little bit when you're fishing with some of the literally the best guys in the world. I mean, I was watching Casey on TV shows and looking at magazine in Florida Sportsman when I was a kid, seeing Casey's picture, and all of a sudden I'm fishing with a
That's
guy.
the
You know what I mean?
difference. You can get trained by some guy who thinks he's knowing what he's doing,
Right.
For 20, 30 years and be fishing and not have a clue.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can learn from really the best guys that have been doing it forever,
Right.
Casey Hunt and Timmy Maddox, Jimmy
yeah.
David,
Yep.
another one of our brothers, and Eddie Wheeler. And,
Eddie Wheeler. Yeah.
we learned from all the best.
My girls just
proven.
fished with Eddie in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Amanda and Emily. Yeah, they fished the custom
the custom boat
production,
shootout?
the custom production
Oh, okay.
with Eddie. Yeah, and they got top female angler in that.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. I mean, from I would say the Miami to Palm Beach line, there's in my eyes some of the best fishermen in the world, and I've been told that
sure.
by guys around the world. If you can catch fish off this coast consistently,
Yeah.
you can catch fish anywhere
And
in the
not
world.
only just live baiting aspect, but all around. You want to go wahoo fishing here, you go sail fish here, you want to go to the Bahamas, you want to go to Venezuelan fish, and these guys can, compete and outdo anybody even go there and in their backyard and outfish them. It's just
For sure. And well, that's the thing. You go anywhere, Panama, Costa Rica, like anywhere around, even Madeira, like you're pretty much going to find someone that has a South Florida connection.
Oh, 100%.
I mean,
Right.
Everywhere.
yeah, because I always call it, like, I say this all the time. This is the mecca of,
is.
the
For
perfect conglomeration of America and, where to live and where to be and make a living. And also just have like such the best fishery, not only just offshore, but inshore too,
Yep.
like within, I mean, you can catch sailfish, even a marlin.
Go
You know
inside
what I
and
mean?
go
You
bass
can
fishing.
Go inside and go bass fishing.
Some of the best
and,
bass
Catch a
fishing.
snook on the way in
tarpon
the
and everything
inlet.
like that,
I
and
mean,
then
yeah.
kill a hog at night and like all in the same day.
Yeah.
But
I've
yeah,
done it many a time. So
Go out,
that's crazy.
catch
I think
sailfish in
my
the morning
best
and go
day-
alligator hunting at
Yeah.
night when it's season. I mean, we've done all that. It's
I want to
crazy
call
stuff.
my
It's
best day. I went cobia fishing in the morning, caught our
Mhm.
limit, and then plenty more of them. Ran straight out, caught a swordfish, and then I was actually back in and went hog hunting that day.
nice.
So I got cobia, swordfish, and hogs in the
All
same
kinds of
day.
meat.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, where can
So-
you do that else?
Yeah.
Other places in the world.
yeah, and it runs all the way from like even above where you're at. Well, just a little bit above where you're at, right?
Pretty.
And-
I mean, actually, there's hogs all the way down 441 in Delray.
yeah,
Coyotes,
Yeah.
hogs, deer,
West
everywhere.
West
Yeah.
Point and Delray, all
Boynton.
there.
Yep.
Yep.
everywhere out there.
Is that lease that you have? Is that done?
Yeah, I'm done now.
That's
Yep.
done. So
Had
we
to
never
give,
got out
give
there.
the old key back. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Actually,
sucks.
the funny thing is, I was going out there this morning early, get my last tree stand, take the key back. And this key, I'm so avid on putting it in the same place in my truck every time. Never had a problem a year. This morning, I'm going out there, get halfway out there, and I'm like, oh, let me check if the key's there. Key's gone.
Come on.
So I get halfway out there. Meanwhile, this morning, my battery took a crap, so I had to replace my battery. Luckily, I had a new one in the garage, so it worked out. So I get halfway out there, look for my key, and my key's gone. So, yeah, that's not good. $500 key. I gotta find it and bring it out there quick.
So you still don't have it?
Yep. So that, yeah, made no sense in driving out there. Didn't
That
have my
sucks.
key. Yeah, my buddy was right behind me. Drove all the way from Fort Pierce
Oh,
to help.
no.
You know, I'm like, man, I'm not having a good day here. But it all worked out. I got home. So
I can't remember what I was going to tell you before. I want to talk about being a professional, right? Like, go a little bit beyond that. Like, what does that mean? Like, when you're a professional fisherman, like for a living, like you do this, you tandem this with being a firefighter, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, you can have your complaints and you can have your,
oh yeah,
whatever about it, but like you do still love it,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. We wouldn't do it if we didn't love it,
yeah.
It just has a different vibe to it now than, it's not like, yes, I get to go fishing tomorrow, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I still love it every day. Still passionate about it. I mean, even Stan, he's been doing it, working on charter boats, running charter boats longer than I have even. And, and he still gets excited sometimes when he gets that wahoo bite on a long planer, it's just, once it's in you, it's in you. It's an
And
illness.
You
Seriously,
gotta get
100%.
excited when you see that thing rip and drag,
Yeah.
shaking that head.
Because
right
what's
where
on the
it
other
is.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still get excited here and there.
When I was talking to Keith about coming on and bringing on, I was talking about this all the time about doing it for a living and everything like that. But do you find like it's hard to keep up with, like doing it like on the daily? I mean, you talked about
100%.
like because this is what I was going to bring up before. Is I always find like a lot of parallels between like running this art studio and like just being an artist, because I'm a conservative artist. I'm not like whatever. So I just kind of really look at this from like very much a business attitude. Is that, when people think like, oh, I just got this one graphic logo at the end of the day, do they really pay for that? It's like, well, you didn't pay for that. Like, you paid for the time that
Right.
went into discovering that we were going to end up with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not, just, so it's the same thing with kind of like fishing. You talk about
100%.
waking up at like 3 a.m, taking your boat in from service and blah, blah. And people can't look at it like, oh, you're only taking me out for 4 hours.
Yeah.
4-hour trip.
Why am
They
I paying that
yeah.
for 4 hours? It's like, well,
Yeah.
it's not just 4 hours. It's 4 hours for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not 4 hours for me.
For that 4-hour trip, we
Yeah.
have 6.5 to 7
7,
hours.
yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And then the
all,
cost involved in, the maintenance and the
Yeah.
upkeep and the tackle and the bait. And it's like,
all those special stand hunt sea witches aren't cheap either.
Yeah.
You gotta have them
That's
in there.
right. I mean, yeah, and people don't see the dockage and everything else. I mean, my dockage is cheap where I'm at compared
Yeah,
to
you're
some of the
cheap.
other guys, and I'm still $25 a day if the boat's moving or not.
yeah.
And that's not including fuel at $4 a gallon and insurance that's expensive because it's a lot of liability insurance. So people don't see that stuff. They think, oh, well, this guy, he took me fishing for 4 hours and only burnt, 15 gallons of gas. He only spent, you know what I mean? It was, they don't calculate it,
Right.
How
Oh,
about
it's-
you're fishing with one of the best fishermen in South Florida? And,
Right.
Well, you're paying for our knowledge
You're
at
on
the end
their
of the
time.
day,
And that's a good- no,
it's
and
a
that's
good
the
point.
thing.
It's a good
Yeah,
point.
and you're
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and you're paying for us that we've had years of experience, just like you. As an artist, we're gonna kind of give we come up to you with an idea and you can roll with it. I mean, we've done it. We've done 10 plus years of
Something.
Point and Firefighters
It's been,
tournament
it's
logo.
like on autopilot
and
now.
I send I send you like a little idea, and you come back, and it's like pff, I couldn't even have and you get it. That's just you. That's the experience, and that's where people need to see that. You're paying for that time, and and you're not going fishing just with a normal guy that just fishes. You're going with a guy that's been doing it for years and knows what tide they're going to bite, knows where to go when, what time of year, the current, the time, everything. I mean,
I've actually had
So?
people ask you to go on their boat sword fishing, or or come on your boat and go sword fishing too. And I've had people ask, well, what do you charge for something like that if you come out with us, and teach us how to sword fish in a charter and yada yada. And I'm like,
You get asked
well,
that a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I ran a boat
lot
last
of
week for
people.
that a guy. Same thing. I actually have a few customers that I do that for.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and you go on their
You
boat.
basically charge them the same, cause
Charge
you're-
them the same.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
teaching them how to sword fish all in one trip, basically,
Right.
and it's almost that simple.
You're giving
Yeah,
lessons.
you could teach somebody in a trip
Right.
or two, pretty much. The basics. Not all your secrets and
Yeah.
Right.
special little
no,
things
yeah, but
you
you
do
want to
that you
teach them
think
how to
are
do
your
the drift and
secrets.
everything.
Right.
You're not,
Yeah.
you're not handing them your GPS book at the end of the trip.
Right,
You're just
right.
kind of showing, hey, this is how I do this. But I'm not. Certain things.
And they're kind of like shocked at first. Well, $500-$600. Well, then I'm paying you more than a charter on you. Well, look at what you're getting.
You're going to
You're
learn
going
how to
on
do it
your
yourself.
boat.
Yeah.
You're
You're
learning
paying for
how
knowledge.
to do it.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Knowledge that could have took me 20 years to
Yeah.
figure out
Right.
some of the things.
Cutting to
we
the
do.
chase. It's
Yeah.
worth every penny.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You kidding
Should
me?
charge double, triple.
And people,
right.
we have
Sure.
customers. I know Stan does all the time. We have people ask us like for bottom fishing spots all the
Oh,
time. Hey, can you
goodness.
give us bottom fish? Because bottom
yeah.
fishing spots around here.
Even
Yeah.
our friends.
I mean, that's gold.
Yeah.
I mean, we have
It is.
friends. I have an open book with him. He has an open
Yeah,
book
even
with
when
me.
I fish on his boat, all the spots I know down south. But when I get
Yeah.
out pointing out there, I need a few of his spots to roll
Yeah,
out.
he
with.
knows. We have an open GPS coordinate black book, and Casey also. We have Casey's, fortunately, and which were his dad's. So that's what years and years and
Yeah.
years of little spots here and there, and we're
Dad,
fortunate
Stan
to have.
Brewers,
Yeah.
Eddie Willers,
So-
Casey had the widespread book.
But
It's a nice network.
fortunately
that's for
for us, that's gonna. We know that it's gonna only stay between us
Right.
and Casey, and we're the type of guys that it will go to our grave before we hand it to anybody else. But we have people that say, "Hey, can you give me a spot?" No, I can't really give you a
No.
spot, and they can't.
Or we can give you a spot, but we'll give you the well-known spots that are on all the dive
Yeah.
maps.
Right,
All
the
the
obvious
all that
ones you
stuff
should
like
already
that.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
And
get-
that's the problem. Now there's so many different people and captains that have found all these spots,
Right.
And so now you go to one spot, you could hit 10 or 15 spots and not get a bite, and then you finally find one that hasn't been hit,
Yep.
and you just slay them on that spot, and you're pretty much done.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a lot of sword fishermen and stuff that didn't know the barrel fish and wreck fish spots out there, all the tile spots and stuff like that, last 5 to 10 years have found out. And now, all that's been getting wiped out too.
Yeah.
It's hard to catch those fish out there.
So flooded now. I mean, there's so
So
many
many
people
more
out on the
fishermen.
water now.
Yep.
I mean, it's really crazy.
I've always said 10 to 20 years ago, we didn't have half the
No.
good fishermen or even the fishermen and boats out there, period.
Yeah,
So
fishing these
and you
meat
can't
fish
believe what you
tournaments.
see on social media either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and fishing these meat fish tournaments nowadays is not like when we first started fishing
No.
them. I mean, hate to say it, but when I fished with Casey, it was like, all right, we were pretty much top dog always. And
yeah.
now
Right.
a lot of these guys, I mean, Carl Torsen, we know we're
Lot
good
of
buddies with
good
Carl. There's a
fishermen.
lot of good meat fishermen. These guys, like, nobody would ever run to Fort Pierce from
what I can
Pompano,
say?
or even
Right.
Jupiter was like you were crazy if you ran to Jupiter.
Is until
everybody does.
Lance started posting all the stuff about Speedos in the
Yep.
newspaper and this and that. 95% of the boats
Yeah.
fishing the tournament had no idea what a Speedo was.
No idea.
And for 15 years, 20 years before that, we were fishing them, and we were fishing them up north in
Yep.
Jupiter, Stewart, Fort Pierce. We'd run 2.5, 3 hours, fish for an hour, totally slay everything up there, slay anybody around, and
Worth the
run
trip.
home. Yep, only fish Speedos,
Yep.
big baits out. That's it. You're
And the
catching
boats weren't as
40s or
fast
better.
either.
No, we were cruising.
That's another thing too.
32
Everyone's got 4 outboards.
30,
Yeah, it's
32
crazy.
to 34 miles an hour is what we cruise in the Australian Gold boat.
Yeah, you
And
had a
that,
twin
you know-
motor boat back in the day. You were the man. Now my boat, 27 conch, man, that was everybody's
Yeah.
dream boat
Yep.
back in the 90s.
The Ranger,
love that
the
boat, though.
25 Ranger
it's,
we had.
it's still, but now everybody, you can't even, everybody has a 39 CB with quads. You're like,
Yeah.
you don't even know who's who anymore because everybody has one that's like green or gray or this and that. I don't even know who's who anymore.
And the money that people are dropping on boats now is
They're
just insane.
They're
How about
beautiful.
just on motors?
I know.
Them 450 new Mercuries or what?
Yeah, racing motors.
60 grand or
Insane.
80 grand.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling
Nuts,
to me.
man.
Yeah, so I mean, the game has changed. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's everybody runs to Jupiter, or everybody runs to Fort Pierce. Nobody ever
Everybody's
used to do that. So I mean, we used to.
There used to be 2 or 3 or 4 boats
Yeah.
following us as far as they could.
Yeah, I used to fish local tournaments when I was like 16, 18, 20, and I would run my bay boat. The first boat I had was a bay boat, and I used to run it from Boynton to Jupiter on all these little local tournaments and smoke everybody because nobody was going up there. And it's from Boynton, it's only a 25-mile run, 30-mile run. That's like. That's cute. You know,
that's
now
right.
it's nothing.
Right.
But then nobody would do that. They would go right out front of Boynton Inlet. They'd go down to Delray, maybe up to Palm Beach, the furthest. But no, you're running a Boynton. I mean, the Jupiter, you're from Boynton, you're crazy.
Yep.
I used to crush everybody. Like, where the hell are you going? What are you doing? There was it was just all these, tournaments used to be, you could just, it's just a Lions End tournament. So it's a gentleman's start. So I would have a slow boat, but I would go leave at 4 a.m. if I had to, take 2 hours to get up there. Lions in were at 6:30. I was sitting there waiting, put the baits out, catch 2 or 3 fat kingfish, and come back,
Like
but now everybody has fast
it's like
boats.
the tournaments I fished on the rebound. It's like, I can't go too far.
Yeah.
I got from like Lauderdale to maybe Boynton, pushing
Lake
as
Worth
much
Pier.
as I want.
Yeah.
Not even, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I thought doing good, getting in the top 10 on that boat was I was doing something every tournament, you know.
Yeah, you're not running far in that boat.
No.
Yeah. So now you're up there. I mean, are you still getting acclimated with the water? Or?
No, I mean, we've still fished all them areas for years, and I talked to my good buddies Glenn Cameron, that's in Fort Pierce, so I got Fort Pierce on lockdown with, a couple other guys, and then Jupiter and everything. You talk to your boys, and I talk to Carl up there all the time, and
so you find you're still running north out of there?
The first few trips I did, I was going Jupiter. Then the last few, I was fishing Fort Pierce. Now it seems like fish are kind of out front and Jupiter again.
So you're just basically
going.
Yeah,
basically 10 miles north
or south.
10 miles north or south, basically.
That's nice. Yeah, I got a couple buddies that live up there. My buddy George and Rufus all live up there, so they're always trying to get me to come up there and fish and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And we were just down in the Keys. I just got back from 4 days in the Keys. It was like mini season and stuff.
Yeah.
And they said they estimated 85,000 people.
Jeez.
For mini season.
I don't get it.
I'm like, holy crap. Now, I went down because my partner Harris has a house in Tavernier, and it was an ideal situation.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you come down, stay at our house, and bring the family, bring the kids. We had a nice family weekend. Did some lobstering, ran out to the reef, did some yellowtailing. A real laid back, cool kind of thing, right? Yeah, it's fun. And but if not for that, I'm not going down
renting
there.
something.
Oh, man.
For 6 lobsters, I never got that. Everybody runs down to the Keys to catch ships. Up here we're allowed to catch 12 in mini season here.
Right.
And everybody's running down.
Yeah.
They run down there to catch 6. I understand you could snorkel, but just to deal with that mess, I talked to a buddy of mine down there, and he's been going down there for 10 years plus. I mean, renting this one house, and he says it was the worst I've ever seen. And he said I was around one rock,
crazy,
and there was 5 people circling me like sharks, waiting for me to be done so they can come in there and grab whatever left over. I mean, I can't deal with that.
No, it was. I went. See, I didn't go on day 1 on purpose.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, I'll go on day 2. I'm like, because I know day 1's just, it's out of control, right? I'm like, so they went out on day 1, came back, whatever, and I came back in that night. I said, I'll go out the next morning. So the next morning was like half as many boats, they were saying, as there was, So it's like, all right, cool. We went down, we got some, we ended up getting, I think it was 30, we had 5 of us on the boat, we limited out, and we got 30, which is, fine and fun, have a good time and everything like that. But when they said that on the radio, they're like 85,000 people. Like, that's more than
everybody knows the season's 6 months long, right? I keep saying that, we know it's till March. I just wait till, I wait till September, October, literally after the first month off after August. Everybody forgets about them,
right?
And they're out there. You just leave them alone for a little bit.
They're out there. They're bugs.
You go out there, and
first storm, get them stirred up.
I don't even like eating them that much anymore. I've eaten them my whole life.
I don't eat them at all.
I don't care.
Yeah, you don't eat them?
No,
I love them.
It's fun to catch them, but
I still love them.
Listen, you can't talk to the hunt boys, okay? Neither you talk to these guys about eating fish. They're like,
God,
nasty. One of them,
Vandy doesn't like fish either.
No. How's she deal with Jumbo then all the time?
Yeah.
Smells like a fish.
I don't know why you didn't want to come in the room, sitting next door, to want to come and hang out with us.
It's too cool for us.
You can't handle it.
Loser.
So many good-looking guys.
Nah.
That's the thing.
One table.
You know, they're getting his nails done.
Yeah,
That's it.
for sure.
Polishing up.
Do you guys find that like with like kids now with like coming fishing, like you getting like a lot of good like kids on your charters and stuff like that? Like, you know, or is it you finding like the technology and all the kind of crap is like too powerful?
It's too powerful. They come on the
we
boat.
get a
and
lot
they'll
of
stare,
kids, but
they
they even
stare at their
still
phone.
have their games and stuff going.
They're
all the
not
time.
charging.
No.
Like they're not getting into it.
Unless it's going off, they don't have
Yeah.
time to. But yeah, they're still.
And
You know,
there's
even I
some-
bring my kids out to the woods and camping and, you know, and having a good time. We're, you know, I was finding things to do out there. I brought football. I brought, you know, this, that, and the other to do. And they still wanted to play their game here and there, you know, and hang out. And,
Yeah, it's
yep,
crazy.
So they took
I
a
woke
couple
up-
hours to do that.
I woke up this morning and I see this news report on the radio that this kid won like the Super Bowl of Fortnite or some shit like that. Like
And that's when you know the world's going to have a problem.
right?
Yeah.
$3 million. $3 million, John. I got John over there. $3 million.
That's nuts.
Crazy.
I can't believe it.
Yep.
What was the stat? We were talking about this morning. There was a stat that ESPN was watching sports. I saw this on Sports Center. Is where I saw the I was watching the Sports Center. And they, $3 million on Fortnite. I'm like, and there's this kid's in the middle of a stadium. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's a freaking video game,
There's
right?
a packed stadium of people watching this kid play a video game, or this group of kids.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's getting big. Yeah, it's getting huge these days.
I
So is it
mean,
the winner of the
tournaments
U.S.
and all
Open in golf gets $1.9 million.
That's it.
Yeah.
$3 million
that's actually a
for this
skill.
kid. And that's
If
actually
anybody's ever played
Right.
golf, that's a skill.
right.
That's
It's a
it.
Even though
physical
we've
skill.
been fishing.
And all the kids are
Right.
getting a hold of their mom and dad's credit cards, you know, and putting it on
Here.
Fortnite to buy skins or whatever they call them. And
Yeah, I don't know anything
you know,
about
guns
it.
or whatever,
I
so-
I don't know anything
Yeah,
about
man.
Fortnite at all. I've never even seen it. That's fine. Okay.
I've never played it. I've heard, obviously, you hear the kids, oh, Fortnite this, and, you know, see the whatever dances. I don't even know what they're called. The Fortnite dances, you know.
There's Fortnite dances for it.
Yeah. But I don't know what it is. The kids, what do
Dude,
they
I
call it?
haven't played,
Flossing
I haven't
and
played
something else?
video
Yeah.
games
guess.
since PlayStation 2.
Just so
like
when they
hot-
win, they do some crazy dances, and the kids
Yeah.
like mimic that. I mean, and then
Is
Eat
this
it
it?
up.
What is that?
So this is a stat. This is the payouts for
Jeez.
the tournament. Yeah, the
be
second
happy
place.
with 10th.
Yeah,
10th
see,
place
that-
gets 2.25
Yeah,
or 225, 225
Oh,
grand.
Fatch won, man. Look at him. He's sitting
Nuts.
pretty in 10th place. I was like,
Oh, Fatch. What company is that? NA.
NAE, I don't know.
NAE was
I
that
don't know.
Netherlands? I don't know.
Oh,
North America.
North of oh,
Oh, Boogha on a $3 million.
North America East.
Yeah, I guess
North
so.
America
Because
West.
the
Alright.
kid that won is from
So
North America.
where did they
so
have
I'm
this
sure-
thing?
I have no idea. Let's
Scroll
see.
up. What is
Yeah,
it?
we
this
can
is
see
crazy.
where
That's
this is
crazy.
from.
That almost makes me sick.
Oh my
I see how
god.
hard we all work, you know.
How old's this kid?
Well,
He's
from
16
Pennsylvania.
years old.
16 years old?
16 years old. This kid is.
Oh my god, we
So
channeled
somebody's
we
getting
channeled
lucky
our
tonight.
energy into the wrong
I
things.
think it said he was from Pennsylvania.
That's him right there. Are you kidding me?
That's him.
Well, college is paid for.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Kid ain't going to college.
His parents are, I guess, okay with him playing video games.
Wow.
Yeah, they're probably sitting there making him play video games.
There's a-
Fortnite World Cup at Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens, New York.
That is
There's a little video here. I'll play this. See what they have to say.
Ardo Cal with ESPN here with
on
the
ESPN.
2019
That's funny. That was
Fortnite World
ESPN's
Cup
going
Solos
with video
champion,
games now.
Puka. He is 16 years old from Pennsylvania and now $3 million richer. How does that sound?
Sounds amazing. Honestly, it's pretty surreal.
Sounds
I got out
amazing.
there
No shit.
Sounds like I'm a
and
millionaire
played
now.
Amazing. And then
I
pretty
might
much
be able to
just
get a
brought it home.
girlfriend there.
Yeah,
Talk
I was
about
just
your
gonna say,
strategy, because
never
it
had a
seemed
girlfriend
like
ever.
You started with the Victory Royale. It seemed to really build your confidence, and you seemed to play aggressive throughout.
This guy
Talk
trying to
about
look
your
cool with the hood
strategy
on.
and how
Yeah.
exactly you won here today.
So my strategy pretty much was to get
Trying
off
to
to a
relate.
big lead, which
My
happened.
strategy was to
From there,
win
we just had-
the video game to win
and
to
also
$3 million.
pushing the ballers because I knew some of the people that were also higher up were using those, so put them at a disadvantage.
What are you going to do with the money? Have you
Here we
given it
go.
any thought?
Honestly, I'm gonna save all the money and put it to my future.
Put it to my future. He didn't say college.
Nice.
Put it to my
You were
future.
He's gonna have the
smiling in
coolest
game
video
number
game
6,
chair ever.
In and
Yeah.
around the
He's
lake.
gonna buy a boat.
You know
Yeah,
at
he
that
said
point
he's
it was
gonna
security.
update his
What was
desk.
going on in your
He's gonna
mind?
he's gonna get 4
The placement
quad.
points kicking in. I just
Head up
knew
to
there was
Jupiter.
No way anyone
I'm actually
could
going to
above
get one
21
today.
points,
Don't tell my wife though.
Get one what?
Quad? You say quad?
Oh,
What,
quad motor
the
boat.
quad outboard. Really?
Gotcha.
Let's send this to Cynthia.
There's enough with Fortnite. I can't take this.
anybody.
So that's insane.
That's just rude.
I think that's a big problem.
It is a big problem,
And it's giving
especially
your
that they're
kids-
playing on an
I mean,
ESPN
I'm
like
talking
it's a
to two
sport.
guys that make your living outdoors, right?
It's giving your kids the incentive to sit home and play video games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But mom, dad, this kid made $3 million.
Right.
yeah.
That's the problem I
Man.
see with it. It's like, wow, there's a goal now to that.
Well, even these YouTubers, these kids want. I've heard a kid say he wants to be a professional YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
making videos.
These guys, I mean, these guys that don't really know much about fishing, making YouTube videos about fishing,
Yeah.
making
It's the
Well,
word.
kids eat it
$500,000,
up.
$200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. These guys making YouTube videos, literally going fishing in dinosaur outfits. I mean,
Yeah.
the dinosaur costumes and stuff.
Or fishing in
You know?
sewers and stuff. They
Yeah,
get 3 million
fishing-
views
yeah.
for that
Yeah.
stuff.
And you know, they're driving around and they're living in their parents' basement, driving around a Honda Civic. And
It's so fleeting.
It is.
And-
It-
yeah,
it's
and
like
then-
there's nothing substantial. There's no substance to it.
none.
Yeah, if I would have videoed half the stuff we did back in the days,
Yeah.
we'd be millionaires too. We're just dumb we didn't do it.
Like what?
We
Like all kinds of stuff.
I mean,
Just don't
yeah.
ask Jumbo.
Yeah. Well, seriously, I mean, you have a guy, you know, the thing is, I'm not a computer guy. Stan,
That's
I'm
it.
pretty sure not a computer guy.
I was just gonna say we probably couldn't do all the technical
And,
stuff.
you know,
on
if
the
we had a
video.
Jumbo, we made the videos and sent them to Jumbo and say, hey,
Right.
Jumbo, you edit it, maybe,
gotta have your
but
Jumbo.
yeah. I mean, I'm just bad with that stuff.
I have
and, you
an
know,
issue-
and these guys are
yeah.
good with computers, so they do silly videos, and kids are watching this stuff. And why don't you get out and go fishing and do it yourself instead of watching somebody fish on a thing? That's what blows my mind.
I think the intrinsic value is damaging. Like what it does,
Yeah.
to a generation, and their brains, their mindsets, and like, it really makes you less human,
Yeah.
right? You're sitting there all that screen time. How many hours a day do you think that kid plays video games?
Oh,
All day
lot.
long,
Yeah.
All
right?
day.
10,
all day,
12,
half the night.
right? Up all night. Sometimes he probably doesn't go to sleep because he just wants to get that one thing or learn that
Yeah.
one dance or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's always like in video games, you always play that. And we're all guilty of it because we grew up in kind of that generation where you like get
yeah.
a game and you lock him, you're playing Madden
Playing
all night
for
or
hours.
something like that.
Mario Brothers and all
Right.
that.
Yeah. And it's just like, but that's kind of how I know is the fact that I've done that before. And I'm just like, man, my brain is just,
Yeah.
how
It
you
does.
are at the end of that.
Yeah,
You
your
know what I
brain
mean?
kind of feels fried. You're
You guys are aging ourselves right now, talking about these old Mario Kart. These kids are like, what is this
I know.
Mario
Well, I'm only half
Kart?
you guys'
And this
age,
Madden,
but-
who's this Madden guy you speak of?
Madden. Boom. What the hell is that? It's true. I am aging myself, but it kind of pisses me off because I know I have a
does.
6-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And my phone is not my own. Like I could show
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Look at all this.
My kids are always on mine.
All these apps, dude.
Yeah.
There's none of them are for me.
Well, I
None
was
of them
even
was
it.
I was with my brother's niece and nephew.
Lego
And
Batman.
There was two
This
kids.
whole page is theirs.
Yeah.
I'm just as
all the
guilty.
Lego
Yeah.
things.
But I use it
they're
for
all
like
in it.
bribery. I use
Yeah.
it for bribery.
Oh yeah, it's good bribery.
You want to
That's
do
for
that?
sure.
You want to play this?
Yeah.
This is what you
Better
want?
Yeah.
get your
Just
butt
sit
up
on the
right
toilet.
now. Yeah.
Well, there was
Wipe your own butt now.
Right.
we had like a get together at the house, and there was two kids sitting right next to each other. They were both on YouTube watching kids playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
They
not
do that nowadays too.
so they were
Yeah.
on the little girl was
They're
on
watching it. That's right.
the little girl was on YouTube watching a girl play with a doll. When she had a doll sitting there right next to her, she's just face buried in the phone, and she has a doll laying there not doing anything right next to her instead of playing her herself.
Exactly.
So there is zero, I hate to say it, but artistry like you do and your mind working and like being, working and let's
Yeah.
come up with an idea is not going to be, that's not going to be anymore. Cause they don't, we used to go
Actually using your
build
brain.
forts as kids and stuff and use our brain and had an imagination.
It's very true. Actually,
These kids don't have imaginations. They're watching kids
the metal
play
wheel.
instead of playing with a doll. Let's play with a doll. Oh yeah.
My daughter does that, dude. I'll wake up in the morning because my daughter is usually the first. It's either me or my daughter up first.
Yeah.
Right. And we got the smart TV, and she's 8 years old. And I'll wake up in the morning and sometimes she's got that, there's someone on the YouTube playing with dolls.
Yeah.
Like Barbies and they're like, you know,
Yeah.
Anna and Elsa or something like that. And I'm like, what are you watching?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, daddy, don't change it. I'm like, you're not allowed to watch this. You're not allowed to go on YouTube by yourself. Like, what are you doing? You got all these dolls in your room. Why don't you go play?
Exactly.
I'll call one of your friends over.
I know.
What are you doing?
It's crazy to me. And there was 2 kids, like they could have been playing with each other. I mean, they're brother and sister. They're only a year and a half apart or something like that.
Right.
Go out in the yard, go do something, get into trouble, get dirty, go
Another thing
build
is,
something or something.
Go play,
This
go
world-
fight each other,
Yeah.
do something good, you
I know.
know?
You know
this
how many
world
times
is
you
so
used to-
nerfed, right?
Yeah.
This world is so nerfed now. Like everyone's always afraid of offending someone, or
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
hurt my kid, or don't do this, whatever. It's like my wife showed me a picture of one of those metal wheel things that we saw right on. You know what I mean? And she's like, she
There you
goes,
go, Ryan.
and I go, oh yeah, look,
Right.
yeah, I don't even know,
Hamster wheel.
whatever it is.
Either or.
And she's like, the problem is, she goes, kids don't know how to get hurt.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah.
She showed it to my kids. And like, oh, that's, you guys used to ride on them. I'm like, yeah. We used to make up our own games.
Yeah.
We used to use our brains. We used to be creative. We used to come up with a game on that thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
This world is so nerfed, man. And I think that's part of a big problem. This goes back to the Fortnite thing, too. It's like all you got to do now is just sit on your ass and you can just watch. There's going to be, there's going to be someone that's going to be able to profit on watching the world thing. Like, look how well I watched it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, there's someone's going to figure
Someone's
out a way to
gonna
do
make
that.
money off that.
Yeah. They're going to make money off that. Like Mystery Science Theater
YouTube.
3000. This is going to be the silhouette of my head watching the World Cup,
Yeah.
and that's going to be profitable on YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. Take your kids outside. Take them fishing. Let them go get dirty. Let them break something.
Exactly.
Camping.
That's why I wanted to bring it up to you guys, because you guys
Yeah.
make a living outdoors. It's like, that would infuriate me,
It is. And we get all these kids on the boat, and they could care less. They still want their phone, and you'll get some parents. They're like, nope, no phones on the trip. They'll put their phones away, which is great. But some people just do it just so they don't have to deal with it, And I don't know. I can't speak. You guys have kids. I don't have kids yet.
Well, you
so,
can't use it as a means
Yeah.
to just shut your kid up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
well, a lot of people
know.
do, and I can't talk because I don't have kids yet. And I might throw the phone to them every once in a while. Here, watch this while I'm doing
Right.
something. But
You do, and you have
Yeah,
to.
and you have
Because
to
need
at times.
breaks here and
Yeah.
there, and
In
that's,
certain
that's
sit-
one
yeah,
way.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
for sure.
you have to.
yeah, but I
sometimes.
feel like there's a fine line between that break every once in a while or going excessive and your kids just tunnel visioned into that.
Mm-hmm. Shit, screen time's a real thing. I mean, scientifically, even speaking, the amount of dopamine that gets shot to one's brain, it's like just akin to doing a drug.
Yeah,
It really is.
it's crazy.
Needless
Yep.
to say, we put time limits on it now. So
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you have a,
So
do you have a
much.
set kind of schedule
yeah,
structure that
we
you do?
did. We put it on the last few weeks here with it.
Yeah.
we kind of time like an hour and a half maybe most of the time on the video games, and then we're doing other stuff or
Right.
something outside. But yeah, it's tough. I've always said to everybody who's ever asked me or said, oh, your kid's gonna be the best fisherman in the future. I'm like, nope.
Right.
No, he's not. Actually, I'm not really wanting him to be anywhere near this boat.
Right.
I want him to go to school, get a good job, make the money, and own his own boat.
Right.
I don't want him to be working, killing himself like
Yeah,
I
being
did.
the owner's where it's at.
Busted up body and everything. Yeah, and still broke, and
Yeah.
versus where he could have had a real job, got his own boat. And,
Yeah.
I've always said I wanted him to play, football or basketball or sport or something. My dad's like, oh, he'd get hurt, this, that, and the other. Dad, look at me.
Yeah.
My body is deteriorating, like my back, everything. So many problems from fishing all these years, like mentally, I'm broke, like,
Right. Yep.
and I'm broke financially,
Right.
not
right.
broke,
Right.
but
yeah,
I mean,
I know what you're saying.
yeah.
No, it's not the easiest
Compared-
life. You know
I
what
mean, we're not
why
making
not play
$3 million.
football even if he does get hurt? He's set for life. Who cares,
We're not winning $3 million. I can tell you that. I haven't fished too many tournaments where you can win $3 million. I don't think the White Marlin Open, it's
Yeah.
$3 million.
If you rack up all our wins in the past,
Yeah.
we've done that. No
but not
problem,
when you're
but
16,
Yeah.
playing
Jimmy
a video
Johnson's
game.
getting
not
close.
just one. Yep.
Huh?
That's
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson's
Jimmy
getting
Johnson.
close, yeah.
Yep,
That's my
for
jam.
sure.
We
right
always
there.
fish that every year. That's fun. That's a good tournament.
Yeah.
I was real
Good time.
close to that one year.
Yeah.
On the
That's a
OCD
good one.
with
That-
Matt
Todd and
Brown.
Val got that one dialed in though.
Yeah, with Jumbo too. We were real close. Real close.
Oddly enough.
Yeah, we missed a bunch of fish and sat right next to the first and second place boats, so we should have done a lot
And didn't Jumbo, he caught a unicycle
Shoulda,
one
woulda,
year?
coulda. Yeah.
And that, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Were you on the boat? For that?
No, but I heard something about that.
Oh, it's a big one.
Only him.
The unicycle, because it was like right off Key Largo.
Do you have a picture of that?
I don't know. I'll
I'm
see
sure
if I can
Jumbo's
get
got one somewhere.
Well, he's not going to give it up. Vandy might,
No,
though.
yeah.
I might be able to get that one from
Vandy
Vandy.
will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuck Vandy on the low. Get the good picks.
Yeah.
So where do you guys see the future of fishing? I mean, I know you talked about like, you know, you don't want like your kids like, and I kind of like, you know, again with the parallel with the art, it's like, man, you better love this to do it for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, because it's not the easiest life either. You know, I mean, you're not, you know.
Well, I think everybody now is at an advantage. When we did it, there wasn't YouTube. You couldn't just go on YouTube and say, "Oh, let's set up. How do you set up a planer and this and that?" I mean, there's local guys now
We were the ones.
for a subscription for $30 a month. They'll teach you the stuff that, like Stan said, we took years and years of doing this and that and leader sizes and hooks. They're just showing you. You could go buy most of these tackle shops. You could just go buy the leaders rigged up like the stuff we use.
A lot of the old guys in the old days had the basics down. But
Right. Yeah.
guys like us and the guys that we've learned from have made it better.
Yeah,
you know, through the
thinking
years.
outside the
Right.
box.
Even like I can say single-handedly, I've redone, you know, trolling.
Yeah.
Just trolling alone. Just, I mean, I took it to whole nother levels, you know, and taught people. And now all these, I mean, how many people are trolling now instead of live baiting? You know, and it's all mainly because of a lot of the portions of what we've done right there out of Hillsborough Inlet.
Yeah.
You know, and especially, I mean,
How often are you trolling now? Roughly?
every day.
Every day now. You're not even putting the kites up anymore.
I mean, when
dragging
I
around.
know there's fish live baiting and better fish, then I'll live bait.
Right.
But when I know I can catch wahoos or I know I can catch the same kings, more fish every single time than guys live baiting.
And your hookup ratios are a lot better trolling.
Any kind of fish
Right.
too. You know, I'll troll and catch a kingfish. I'll make a circle and catch a sailfish the next circle. I mean, it's awesome. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Where you can do the same thing live baiting too, but you're not using all live baits, you know, using bonita strips and other baits, but you know, just really I've revolutionized it about probably 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Made it to a whole new level, you know, lighter stuff, smaller stuff, getting deeper.
There's no
Different
denying it. You're getting
tackle.
results. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no
Oh, yeah.
disputing that
Yeah.
at all.
Even just the tackle aspect. I mean, I look and see what some of these people are fishing, and it blows my mind how they even catch fish or get bites, you know?
I remember, all right, remember those people I put you on from Chicago, right? My Chicago buddies,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I remember it was really, really a weird dynamic. I happened to actually be in Skip Smith's office that day when you guys went out and you guys slayed him that day. And
It's hard for me to remember those days.
I remember Skip going, "Oh, there it is. There's Stan again. Stan's always getting all the fish, blah, blah." And it's true. But that's awesome. But
true.
you had Kevin Bacon on that day?
Yeah.
You remember
Yeah,
that?
that's right. I do remember that.
Right? Anyway, so there's my buddy
do remember
Rob,
that.
right, hooked this whole thing. I didn't know the guys on the boat, right? And he hooks him up and he's like, "Oh, you gotta tell Stan." You're like, to the one guy, he goes, "Hey, did anyone ever tell you look just like Kevin Bacon?" It was like some big like inside joke,
Oh, yeah.
right? And the dude, I guess, did he look like Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
He did.
Which is funny.
He
The-
kinda
like the
did,
whole
but-
cockpit just like erupted with laughter, right? They're still talking about that. Like to this day. This is what,
That's
2 years
perfect.
ago? Something like that. Yeah.
It's funny.
The
Totally thought I came up with that on my own. Had no clue it. You know, Dennis called me. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, tell him he looks like,
Yeah.
tell him he looks like him."
I had a similar situation. The guy looked identical to Leonardo DiCaprio, and like 3/4 of the way through the trip, I'm like, "Hey man, I'm not gonna be weird, but I was like, you look exactly like Leonardo DiCaprio. You ever hear that?"
And you have to go
everybody
on
on the
and
boat,
put your arms out.
everybody on the
do it.
I
boat,
remember this.
everybody on the boat, I mean, started laughing so hard. I'm like, okay, are you Leonardo DiCaprio? Because I'm not a huge movie guy, whatever, the whole nine. I'm like,
Right.
all right, what's the deal? Well, this guy was his stunt double in pretty much all his movies, which was pretty cool. And I
That's
took a
right.
picture. I caught him his first sail, And I kept telling people, I posted the picture. It's probably on my Instagram a while
The dude
ago.
looked just like him.
Yeah, and I said, "Oh, had Leo on the boat today," and people were like, "What?" Everybody thought it was really him, and it really did look like him.
No,
was
I
like,
remember that. It looked
yeah.
just like
I
him.
had the same thing happen with The Rock. The Rock's stunt double.
Stunt double?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks just
Really?
like I took pictures and posted. I was like, The Rock's
Is that when
on
they were
the
filming
boat.
the Baywatch down
Yeah,
there?
yep. When they're down for Baywatch. Yep.
Didn't research take like the real Rock out or something?
I don't
Or
know.
wasn't he
I
that-
don't know.
I think he was involved. In that.
Brian Sanders used
Yeah,
to take
he used
him.
to fish 'em all
yeah,
the
he used to
time.
fish him all the time on the West Coast, catching
Really?
snook and stuff on the West Coast there.
The Rock.
Yeah. Yeah,
Who
it's
do you
funny the
think's gonna
people
win
you
the-
meet.
Who do you think's gonna win the? I was gonna say the wrestling. What the hell is the battle royale? What's it, the big thing they have at the end? Oh, you
I
guys
don't
don't
watch
watch.
too
I know
much
you
of
guys
that.
don't watch wrestling.
A little here and there. My brother, actually, Chip had the other guy. I forget his name, but
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the big wrestlers out.
What do they
Couple
call
days
that
ago.
thing? The big,
WWE
SmackDown,
Raw or SmackDown or
I
something.
don't know, the one big one they have. That, I don't know. I took my niece to it one year when they had it down here in Miami. I don't know shit about
I'm not a
wrestling.
big fake wrestling kind of guy.
Yeah. And I don't know it.
No.
I mean, I'll wrestle,
can't-
but I'm not the wrestling kind of guy.
Jumbo wants to wrestle you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better watch out. You're gonna be lotioned up after you wrestle him.
What's this thing that I read the other day? The Boynton Fire wants to hire more women. You allowed to talk about that?
I guess. I mean,
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, they're gonna start a women's fire kind of explorer program, fire academy. Get women more involved in the fire service. That's
Aren't
what I
there
hear.
A lot of women firefighters everywhere.
No, there's only. We're at. I think Boynton Fires. There are 120 or 130 firefighters, and only 10. I think, and 9 or 10 out of 120, 130.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care who I work with, but at the end of the day, if something really happens and I'm stuck, I'm dying in a burning building, I don't care who's pulling me out, but if you better be able to pull me out.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
my-
like promote that just to promote it. Just 'cause
Yeah.
that's not the kind of thing where it's like
It's
you-
not.
most
like
of
you gotta-
women
that's another one you-
firefighter can pull you out, boy.
Yeah, well, some can eat too.
I've
Trust me.
seen- yeah.
So I mean, not to be sexist or anything, but
I don't think
you know,
it's sexist.
I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I
Just
want to go
real.
home,
Yeah, that's
You
it's just
know?
a real thought, man.
and
That's
I want to
not-
go
it's not
home. And
sexist at all.
some girls can pass the test and it's fine, but at the end of the day, can you pull I'm 190 pounds, 192 pounds. You better drag me out of that house. I don't care how you get me out. You better get me out.
Yeah.
If something happens,
Hey,
you know.
at the end of the day, could you pull Jumbo out alone?
Yeah, I could drag him.
You think you
I'm not
could?
gonna pick him
Yeah.
up. Yeah, you could drag more than you do. There's techniques to drag people,
Right.
but we've had people we work with that can't.
I
And
tried moving a
it's-
350-pound hog by myself, and I could not budge the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
that's
wait.
a big that's different.
That's a big hog.
That's
Seriously,
a 2-person
by
thing.
myself.
When'd you
He
shoot
might have
that?
been bigger than that too. It's one of
When'd
my
you-
all-time biggest.
When did you shoot that thing?
It's about 3-4 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, I had pictures. I
Are you
actually
getting
kept
a
the
new
skull
lease?
of that one.
You getting the new lease?
I was, but I didn't end up. So no, but I got some hunting land out here, an hour and a half away from my house anyway. So
Right.
about 2.5 hours from here.
North?
Yep.
North inland. Yeah. We
North
gonna
and
go?
out. Ready?
Yeah. We gonna
Ready,
go?
Ready? Let's go.
When?
We can go right now.
So
Don't you talk to me like that.
No, no, no,
talk
no, no,
dirty,
no,
we'll
no.
go right now.
All right.
Stan,
Honey,
what-
I'm not coming home tonight.
We're working late tonight. Sorry.
I want to talk about that though with the women thing, right? With the Boynton Fire, because I mean, there's women I know that are perfectly more capable than a lot of men that I know.
Yeah,
about doing a lot of
that's
things,
for sure.
right?
100%.
There's no
And
doubt about it.
there's guys I work with that aren't as capable as some of the women I work with.
Yep.
I
And,
say that all
and
the
I know
time.
female anglers that are a hell of a lot better than a lot of the
Most-
guys that claim to be great.
Most-
right.
most
And
female anglers
I'll tell you that
for the
even with
most part.
charters, I would 100% all the average people that just jump on my boat. Every time you have a woman on there,
Mm-hmm.
they listen, they finesse way more.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but guys like they want to like catch the thing in 3 seconds and they're jerking and yanking and
half the
doing this. They
guys,
don't listen.
They
They
got the ego. They don't
Yeah.
want to listen.
they fished a couple days in their life, and I'm telling you, women anglers, and I say it
read
all the
these
time.
magazines.
Yeah, they say
Right.
it all the time. Women on the
See
boat.
pictures of Casey Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women anglers are way better than most men
Women
on
and
the
kids,
average.
for sure.
Yeah.
Even kids are
Yeah, kids are good.
way better than all the football players I take. You
Oh,
know,
those guys.
big,
Yeah.
ripped up, jacked up guys. They last like 1 minute on the rod. You
Yeah.
know? these kids are animals. I mean, I've seen them catch giant sharks.
Yeah.
And we're like, there's no way you're going to do that. But I can do it. Leave me alone. And just will not stop, you know? Just, you don't know where they get it from.
It's awesome.
But yeah.
I love that, though, when a kid's on the boat and he's just all about it.
Most of it's technique and fishing,
My
you know?
daughter's
That's
like
the
that.
best.
Strength is nothing.
Yeah.
Most of it's technique, nice and slow and
Well, you
smooth.
need a little strength.
Well, yeah, a little bit, but I'm saying.
You need to
if
know when to use that.
You know,
strength.
Yeah,
Chris,
exactly.
on my
Like-
boat, we catch big wahoos.
Oh,
man.
God, yeah,
You need
leave-
some real strength, pal.
Just leave it in the rod holder and reel.
Yeah. You know, just so you know, I will segue over to this. Is Jimmy Wickett claims that this guy to the right of me is one of the best snook fishermen he's ever seen in
I
his
don't know
entire
about
life.
that.
Jimmy.
That's what Jimmy says.
Jimmy.
Jimmy told me that.
Oh, bridge guy?
He looks pretty
Yeah.
good sitting over
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'll put Chris Meek against him.
no. I'll be-
Meekley's
the man.
Meekley's a snook slaying kid. We used to,
He's
when he used to
crazy.
commercial fish with me, we'd be done. We'd have 15-hour day, either catching kingfish or mackerel, Spanish mackerel. 15-hour day. We'd come basically home in the dark, and he'd leave straight
Yep.
and go to the bridges and go net mullet and do whatever. And I'm like, and stay there all night, and then be back at my house the next morning to go fish. I'm like, dude, you're an animal.
He's a nut job.
Last thing I want to do is fish right now. We just got kingfish slime everywhere, and you want to go catch a snook at a bridge? I'm like, nah.
I went gator hunting with him. The dude doesn't stop.
He does not stop.
We got a 10.5-foot gator on the boat, and we've been at it all night. And it's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
I'm like, done.
done.
He's sitting up in the bow still casting. He's like, no, we got one more tag. I'm like, you can come back later, man. We've been here since sunset.
Meekley is passionate about it. I'll
And
give
he's
him
just
that. He's
all on it.
passionate.
Yeah.
We used to hunt a lot together too.
Yeah.
That gator hunting, pig hunting.
Yeah, dude's an animal.
Yeah, I've done that snook
He
fishing
earns it.
stuff a little bit. It's fun, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's got to go. I don't know how he's got that much energy.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. Now he's got a kid too, and
He's got a kid and
can
he's still at
go.
it. Yeah, which is really impressive.
I don't know about
For
sex,
anyone.
but man, he can go all day and all night, baby.
He can, man. He's all over the place.
What do you think, Chris?
Meekley.
Anyway, yeah, so moral of the story is a woman can do whatever a man can do, but if you can't lift a body out of a burning building, don't apply for the fire department.
Exactly.
Just clear the air there. So, right on. Give me something. What's next with you guys? You fishing? Right?
Yeah.
You're pointing fire in?
Yep.
Right? You're up in Palm City?
Yep, I'm Palm
You
City.
liking it up there, though, right?
I love it up there, man. Just, it's different world. Just don't have our family and stuff with the help with the kids and, and just
Yeah.
not being with your friends, around your friends all the time. But now, if any of our friends come up, it's more enjoyable quality time, Come
Right.
up, stay the night, hang out, go camping, build fires outside, drink a beer.
Let's
it's
go on a
awesome
hog
up
hunt.
there. Yeah, man.
Let's work that out.
I
wanna
got rid
come?
of my old place, so we're going to
Yeah.
a new place.
I've been with Stanley a
been
bunch.
a couple
It's
times,
fun,
yeah.
Good
the
time.
old place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right out here off Martin from my house.
We'll take BB.
Yeah.
I know the last time was my bad.
Yeah.
I had to back out. But
This guy's like, I'll be there.
I'll be
No, you
there.
won't. No, you won't. You won't.
freaking what Keith said. He said, make sure you bring your kitty guns because Dennis's arms are really little. Like, bastard.
Little triceratops there.
Yeah.
Keith's another silent hunter. Keith, you don't hear about BB all too often. Old BB, Keith can catch some fish too.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Man.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
I love him like a brother.
He's that quiet guy. You don't hear people, he's low key, but
You know what I like about Keith?
crushes.
You know what I like about Keith the most? Is a dude's just straight up honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's like his best quality. And I think more people need to have that quality.
He's always been that way too.
Where it's just like if something's on him, he'll just be like, "Oh man, that's my bad." It's
Yep.
just I'll make up for
100%.
it. Or,
Always owns anything.
or he'll be like, a lot of times, I'm like, "Hey, this is back when he was with the Viking." He's like, "We're taking the Viking out tomorrow. I'm trying to get you on the boat. I don't know what's happening, but whatever." Or he'll call back and be like, "All right, let's go." Or he'll be like, "No, it ain't happening. But sorry." But he's just always like straight up with you, like telling you the straight story. That's why it's like that if he tells you something, you can bank on it. You know what I mean?
So you know what? He's
more people need to have that quality. I think.
nobody really knows, but he is truly one of my brothers. He was my brother's best friends when I was in diapers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you guys
growing
really
up-
grew up together.
Oh yeah, growing up, he was actually the first person pushing me on a boogie board when both my brothers were surfing, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
he was actually pushing me on the boogie board, hanging, you know, being like a best friend to me when I couldn't even barely walk, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, growing up, that's things I can say about him. Always had your back, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in high school, you know, going around, I need a ride to go, you know, over here, hang out with this girl or that friend, or that man would come from wherever he was, pick me up, take me all the way out to, you know, Regal out off
Yep.
Commercial, and, you know, hang out for a little bit if I need him just to hang out and take me back, or he'd go back, do his thing, wait a few hours, come all the way back out, pick me up, drop me off. I mean, he was that kind of guy.
That's-
you know,
that's
Keith
him.
He's an
That's who he is.
amazing friend,
That's
brother.
right.
Yep. Just do anything for you.
He's a
you
good
know?
dude, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Too bad he wasn't here, so now we can give him a hard time. Though I'm gonna
I
call
know.
him.
I get
messed up.
text him. He didn't text me back. He might be a little. Well, he's probably out on the water.
Gave you a hard time for missing the hog hunt. Now we get to
I know.
get him back.
I tried to egg him on. So
Where you at, B?
He's making up for it. And
Actually,
he
my
didn't
oldest
text me
son
back.
kind of got named after B a little bit. You know, Braden Bradley Hunt. So
Nice.
he got the BB.
I like it.
there. Yeah.
Are you calling him BB now?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Day one, we always called him B or BB. I don't
Nice.
even use his real name really. So.
Oh, that's got a warm
So
Keith's
we
heart.
call him Mini B, Big B
Yeah.
and Little B.
Right on. I think it's cool, man. I think it's cool that, you know, just living that life around the water like keeps everyone together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
sure.
I know we talk about this on the show. John's probably like, dude, you gotta stop saying the same shit. But it's like connected by water. It's like the whole kind of theory
Yeah.
that we came up with it. You know, I don't want to get like all hokey about it, but it is kind of true. You know what I
It
mean?
is,
That you
for
bring
sure.
people like there's a different connection when you're connected by water. You know,
Yeah.
it's
A lot of
kinda-
drama in the fishing community too.
Yeah.
You know, you could see
there
see
is
the
a
same.
lot.
You could a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I always say they should do a reality show of the fishing community.
They
It'd
should
be-
have Charter Docs. My
Oh,
Charter
my
Doc would have
gosh.
been a good one for
Yeah.
years there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you see pretty much the same crews hang together. You know, I've been
Very
fishing
cliquey.
with Meek forever.
Mm-hmm.
Still hang out with these guys. But Meek's the same way. Meek will do anything for me. Same thing. Stanley,
he's a-
if Stanley needs something, I'm there for
You
him.
all are
Yeah.
good dudes, man. That's
Yeah,
why
we
I love
all-
you
we all
guys so
hang
much,
out,
man.
man.
You guys
We-
are straight
you know,
up.
Well,
I'd
it's
say
always the
back
same
in the
cliques
day,
hanging
you
out.
kind of fishing and stuff. You get in arguments more with guys, you know. And
Oh,
have more
yeah.
ego trips. But now I think even the last few years, mostly everybody's just realized, you know, it's relax, have
Right.
fun,
Yeah.
enjoy it.
I can't stand when
We
I
all
hear
go
guys
yell at each
talking-
other.
Yeah, talk to more people.
We've
you know,
all
have
hit each
more
other
friends.
with gaffes or told you know, go fuck yourself, you're a piece of shit. And then
Yeah.
when we're right back at the dock, we're just hugging. Let's go like nothing
People
happened.
like
People are like,
that.
people come on the boat, they're like, how do you guys, you guys make no sense. You hate each other. You
Get
got,
back
you
to the
like
dock and
literally
you're all having
told,
drinks.
yeah,
know?
you told yourself, you know, you hope you die. And then you get back to the dock like nothing happened. Like, what? You guys make no sense. I'm like, that's just the way it is, man. We're passionate about what we do. Say you suck.
When you're
hate
out there in
you,
the ocean
screw you.
fishing, it's about that money.
Yeah.
You know? When you get back, we're all family.
Yeah,
again.
when tournaments stuff gets high, you
And
know.
of course,
about-
you're
it's all
in the
about that.
family. Then it's a family the whole time you're fishing too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're
what
s-
numbers you getting them at? I'll get them right here. Come on, get here now.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta
Yeah.
be here. Or that wreck's hitting, that one's not. You know,
I can't stand when I hear like other fishermen talking like too much shit about, and it's really not justified either.
Yeah.
You know, it just comes out of their mouth just sounding like either jealousy or
Yeah,
kind of some kind of spite or something like that. I don't have time for baggage
yeah,
in my life. You know what I mean? With everything I got going on, and people can talk shit about me all they want. I really don't care. If they do ever, I don't
You're
know.
gonna have-
I don't know, because it goes in one ear out the other. If I ever do hear anything, I don't really pay it any mind.
yeah.
You know, because you are,
anyone great is gonna have somebody talking about you, and that's why you just blow
If
it
they
out
ain't talking
tomorrow.
about you, you
Yeah.
ain't doing it right.
Yep.
yeah, that's
right.
truth.
You know you're doing it
Yeah.
right.
That's the
You
truth.
got
But
haters.
Listen, I've been ever since I've been hired at the fire department, commercial fishing. I've been called part timer forever. Call me part timer all you want.
I
I'm
think
sitting
that's
there
funny.
side by side with you, just as many charters, just as many pounds of fish at the end of the week when I was commercial fishing, everything.
Yeah,
Call me part timer all you want. I don't care. It's just, listen, I got the hustle and the drive to
Part-timer.
do both of it. So
yeah.
whatever.
Who calls you part timer?
Oh, it's commercial fleet. Ask Meek next time you talk to him.
Really?
Yeah. They used to call me part timer. That was my nickname. I didn't care.
How you like fishing with Michael? What's he like?
Oh,
I've never fished
Landris?
I never fished with him before.
Oh, he's an interesting. He doesn't grab a rod. The only time I have to yell at him is you'll hook like a quad of sailfish, and you're like, two people and him on the boat.
Right.
I don't even call him another human because all he does is take pictures. And you're like, Mike, put the damn rod down. I mean, put the damn camera down, grab a rod, and he just wants to take pictures, man. He doesn't care. You know,
Well, for him, that's the moment.
that's the moment. And
When everything's jumping.
I've been times where he's had the whole charter bail on him, and he's by himself. He's like, "We're going anyways," and I've just sat there and caught fish the whole time because he just wants to take pictures. He could care less.
That's funny. He's
And
got
we-
such a passion for that.
Yeah, you could catch a box full of dolphin, get back to the dock. He'll take like a little baggie, just enough to get just enough for dinner for his whatever fish tacos or whatever, and that's it. He's a great guy to fish with, man. He takes awesome pictures, and it's cool. He's been, he's first started his like passion for photography when he first started fishing with me, and it's cool to see him progress to where he's at now.
we
where a
talked
lot of
about that when
magazines are buying his
so happy to see it.
photos, and he's actually doing articles in Florida Sport. Was it South Florida Sport Fishing magazine now?
Florida Sport Fishing. Yeah,
Florida Sport Fishing. So yeah, it's cool to see him progress to that, and it was perfect timing for him. Because now he's not, he just retired from the fire department about a year ago, and perfect for him.
He so deserves it too.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's a great photographer.
I love when
comes
good
out
things
with good
happen
pictures.
to good people, man.
Yeah, So yep, he's definitely funny to fish with on the boat.
I was like, I had a whole bunch of Hemingway quotes printed out for him because this is like the only time I ever brought notes onto this thing. Kept like he's like, oh, let's talk about that one.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. He loves writing, and he definitely puts that extra spin on it. You almost feel like you're there.
Yeah,
So it's pretty cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up here.
Awesome.
I want to really thank you guys for coming on today. I want to thank you for coming on last minute like that. That was actually a really, really nice treat and having you in.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, man. And what's your at Lemieux Charters?
It's go to Captain Chris Lemieux on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You can do LemieuxFishingCharters.com. Check it out. Check out the website.
Yeah. And you?
Basically, the same
You don't
thing.
want anyone to talk to you.
Yeah,
You don't
right.
want-
No, I mean my boat's still going out of
Yeah.
same place, Hillsborough Inlet there, the rebound.
Right.
So my
Anthony's running that boat now?
Anthony's running
Yeah.
the boat. He's a great captain. He worked for me for a long time, mating and learning, and
Mm-hmm.
so he does a lot of my stuff too.
Yeah.
Still same stuff, and he does great. He's doing good. Catches more fish than everybody else down there. I mean, it's can't do what I did, which was combining the whole fleet's
Ooh.
catch every day.
Ooh.
But
Now he's got a
He
little
does
Tim
great,
Maddock
you know.
on there.
Ooh.
Little,
yeah,
little
now he's got a
goose.
little Timmy working with him.
Little
so
goose
Oh,
on
is
there.
he?
got
Yeah,
a little
nice.
help. So
Right on.
Yeah.
you need that help. You're only half as good as your mate lets you be.
Heineken
down
paying
there
you
for
big
sure.
money for that route?
No. It, the couple years we had it, they were taking care of us, not
Right.
paying us big money, but I was doing events for them and stuff, which they were paying us and this and that,
Right.
paying us through the tournaments and all that, give us a bunch of beer and yada
Yeah.
yada. But yeah, I mean it's over now, so we just kind of
So now we're going to wrap with Friel Connected by Water.
let's do it.
All right.
Come on,
Done deal.
we got to get the older app off of there, and we basically just left it on there to keep the hull nice.
Mhm.
I don't think prevents anything happening to the hull, and
You didn't get affected by that fire, did you?
a little bit, yeah.
What happened?
Actually, the wrap helped the hull from getting burnt or bubbling.
Really?
But yeah, basically it cracked.
See that?
a
Wrap
few
your
of our-
boat, people.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, we're gonna
actually-
Call me.
design my wrap shortly.
Call me.
Actually,
That's right.
Hey, slow down. We're gonna do the big boat first. So. No, but our few of our windows were cracked from the heat. The
Really?
whole side of the boat had burnt bubbles and burn marks. All the way up to our tower. If you'd stand behind the boat and look up, you
Right.
can see all the char on our tower, on the metal, on all the white.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Southern Girl got ate up though, huh?
yeah, another 5-10 minutes we would have been in it bad, like the other
Wow.
boats. But yep, it was. We were lucky for that for sure.
Did you ever find out like how that got going or?
Yeah, it was an arson case.
Really?
I don't know if they still have done anything about it or if it's still open.
Right.
So I don't want to talk too much about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But yeah, it's basically coming back from the boat itself, and there was a couple shady things that happened. There was a guy there doing electricity work.
Really?
Till like 1:00 in the morning, and then 15 minutes after that, boat went up in flames.
Really?
Some people say there was a gasoline, tank in the engine room that burned up half of it. So that looked like someone put it in there and burning itself.
Wow.
Electricity. I mean, there's a few different things.
Well, what's his face wasn't even in town, was he?
Who?
Matt's brother.
JP?
Yeah, JP.
No,
he wasn't even around. Right?
No.
Yeah.
Actually, me and my brother were the first ones there, and we tried to jump on the rebound and get it out of there.
Right.
But there was a woman cop there, and she had no idea what was going on.
Right.
We were trying to get on her boat, take it away from the fire, and she had a gun to us, telling us, "You're not getting on that boat. Get away from the boat right now." Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if our boat
As
was
it's
He
going
told
up
me
in
that.
flames?
Yeah, I called him right after, and he's like, "Yeah, the cop
everything
wouldn't
that
let us in."
happened at that dock that night with other boats getting engulfed in the flames was because of that woman. And there were other people there before
Get
us.
out of here.
Yeah, one of my friends was there before us that called me out of bed to get down there. He could have took my boat away from the fire, but she was there, wouldn't let him get near the boats. So we
Wow.
should have really went after BSO and sued that lady big time.
Wow.
Yeah, it
It
was
was like
a mess,
decisions,
man. It was
decisions.
a
Get
mess.
shot or let my boat burn. And,
I should have just
Wow.
went, got on my boat, and took it out of the dock. Just
Yeah,
shoot me
right.
then, lady. Shoot me.
Yeah.
Just Chippy would have balled her up. A little hot mess real quick. But
Oh my god.
I mean, literally, I wanted to punch her in the face.
So you're there.
It was ridiculous.
You're there, right? Boats. You're looking at your boat burning. Basically,
It wasn't burning yet, but it
wasn't burning yet.
real-
The
one next to
Southern
it
Girls
was.
like full
Oh yeah,
on fire.
there was 2-3
Southern Girls
boats.
on fire, full on at that point.
Yeah.
What other boats got burned up?
Well, it was actually the boat that caused it was the Bola boat, the old intoxication Bola boat.
That's right. Okay.
So next to him was the Real Bandit.
Mm-hmm.
To the west of him was the Real Bandit, and then the pink boat, the old pink boat, Sticks and Stones.
Yep.
And then I was on the other side,
And for people that don't know, we're talking about right at Hillsborough Bridge, Hillsborough.
right at Hillsborough. And
Yeah.
then. So, the east side of the Bolo boat was exactly JP's boat. So there are 4 boats there that got engulfed bad. So basically, it started on Bolo, and then it went, the wind was blowing hard east, so that's why it caught the other boats on fire.
Okay.
And then JP's boat was just on the east side of it, right next to the Bolo boat, so that's why he caught fire. So basically, the wind blew it onto the other boats, where we could have got a couple of them out of there, and there would have been no problems with them. But
And the whole time there's a lady cop sitting there with the gun
Yep,
drawn, saying,
she
"Don't
was the
touch
first
anything."
one there. Yeah.
Screw that.
Yeah, I mean, literally, we should have just got on our boats and took them out because she would have had to realize we were doing the right thing,
Yeah.
But she didn't, so yeah, it was a big mess. We should
That's
have done
insane.
a lot more about it than anybody did or said. But yeah,
I never knew that.
yeah, man.
Wow.
So then we just sat there and watched them burn.
Yeah.
And thank God for the fighters, man, because let me tell you what, the Pompano firefighters showed up literally, I think it was like 4 minutes after I got there. And I was called out of bed to get there, the first one there. So they were there so fast, they freaking put it out. They started going from the inside boats out. JP's boat, they started blasting tops of it, but they realized they had to open the hatch, so they actually sent a guy up to the front, to the bow. He opened up the hatch. They started squirting inside of his boat, and they actually got JP's boat out by doing that. So, man, they were smart.
Wow.
Did the right thing.
That
Showed
is
up
smart.
so fast. Yeah, it was incredible with the firefighters. Without them,
Yeah.
there probably would have been more boats sitting on the bottom,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't
Big-
sound
big
like she's
props to
qualified
them.
to pull a burning body out of.
No, we've actually had
Doubling that.
no. Yeah, we had more problems with that woman down there with the BSO.
With the same.
too, so
same person?
same person.
Really?
Yeah.
We're
We
not
won't
going to
get
name
into all that,
names.
but
Yeah. I don't want to get in trouble.
I mean, I'd name her name if I remembered it in a second. I'd put her out there. No, but anyways, yeah,
We're
it was
sure
just, that was a mess.
He's going to edit the podcast at the end. They're going to show a picture over with her badge number.
I'd do it in a second if I remember her name, boy.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a crazy night.
We talked about with sorry, I totally was going to end the podcast, but I'm not going to end it now. Just so if you're listening at home. Talk to Michael about some crazy stuff. Like people give you guys enough credit for I mean, no, seriously though. I mean, there's because there's not a lot of fires, but it's all the other stuff that you got to deal with. That's really kind of
Yeah.
Accident.
Well, we always say we don't people don't need us until they need it. It's,
No,
they don't
I don't
think
mean
about
I
us.
don't want to diminish that.
No,
There's
no.
not a lot of fires,
They don't
but I'm
think-
just trying to
No, there's
spotlight
not.
on like
And
what you guys do.
85% of what we do is medical. I'm being totally honest. Anybody can look up those stats, but nobody thinks about, the guys that the fire, even firefighter paramedics until your family member's having a heart attack or your car rolls on 95. Nobody, you don't think about it. You go through your daily life until something like that happens,
Yeah, my brother-in-law's a helivac guy. Is that the right term? What do you call that? The
it's just
EMT
a
that works
trauma
in
hawk or
whatever.
Yeah.
He just got that job too up in North Carolina, and and he's like 6'8". He's making jokes that he can't even fit in the helicopter.
yeah.
But it's like it's real deal stuff, man.
Yeah.
But you guys are freaking heroes. I mean, that's no joke. I mean, really. I mean, that's like when you got this idea when you're a kid, you're like, I want to be a fireman. And you get the whole picture of the truck and the sirens going, putting out the fire and everything like that. Well, you're not thinking about like, drug addicts in bathrooms and, and like,
All of
have them deal with like what happens to kids and, shit like that. I mean, it's messed up, dude. I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I got to give you all the credit in the
definitely
world.
takes a different human being to deal with it, and I don't know. Just kind of, you have to separate yourself from those calls and try not to dwindle on it. But
Don't think about it and then go fishing the next
that's
day.
it, man. Just go through life. Like,
your
I
mind
had a bad call last week. We unfortunately had a young boy. They were cruising down the local canals, like C16
Michael
canal.
talked about that too. Yeah.
And
that's a tough one.
Kid was sitting on a polling platform and ducked for a bridge, but didn't duck long enough and hit his head on the concrete, and that's stuff I grew up doing, so it hit home for me. The kid was 13,
we've all done
14
stupid
years
shit
old.
that could have taken us out too.
Yeah. I mean, and the same thing, and, it didn't work.
Then you got to think, like, where's the parent at?
Yeah, I mean, but they were just riding around, cruising on a boat. Kids during the summer, they were cruising on the thing, and it was just a group of kids. Oldest kid on the boat was like 17. The oldest kid was like 17 and was running the boat, and then there was the younger brother was like 13 or 14, and he went in the water.
Comes back to kids just should not be doing what they're doing these days with their daddy's boats.
Yeah.
And all this, that, and the other. I mean, look at the other kids that went missing with the the storms off Jupiter and this, that, and people are like, why'd they go missing? I just don't understand it. They knew so much about boating and they were so experienced. Dude, let
You're
me
14,
tell you what.
You're not experienced.
Those kids had no idea what was to come that day when that perfect storm rolled up on them and had no idea what to do. And that's why they flipped.
We had a situation this past weekend. It didn't end badly, thank God, but we were hanging out. We did the whole Holiday Isle sandbar thing at one point, right? So we're all hanging out, and it was like we brought the grill on the boat. We had a 34 CV. We're hanging out. It was a good time, right? Actually saw Steve Fishman there, like pulled up and making time. Pulled up. I'm like, oh, what's up? Yeah,
nice.
So he had the jet skis out for his kids, and he's, my partner's got 3 boys, and the one that was out with it was 15 years old, and he had like a couple of his buddies with him. They got 2 jet skis. He's like, Dad, I want to head back to the house, right? And he's like, the hell you are. You're not heading back. 15 years old. You're not going to. And we're literally just got to go through the bridge, around to the backside, and they're back home, right? But he's like, you're not doing that by yourself. I want you like in my sight all the time. So about a half an hour later, we leave, and we're coming right through the cut there at Alligator Light, and then, come around the backside, and they're like, where's the other kid? Where's the other jet ski? Right? And the one jet ski's behind us. We're like it was like that quick. Like we couldn't find the kid. Like, where the hell is he? Right? And there's this one channel we got to go through that's all these toilet seats. I don't know if you guys know it. Right? There's all like the toilet seat. Right? So we got to run through there. And then the kid didn't run through there. And he tried to go on the other side of the mangrove and just ground it out. But it hit like a mangrove was like blocking him. We couldn't see him. It was like we never even saw it happen. Yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. We were there though, and we saw that kid, right? But if those kids come back by, so they're only 15 years old, right? And there's all sand stuck in that jet ski. He's not running, right? I mean, you got to keep an eye on these kids. I mean, they don't really know. Yeah. Like, they think they know, but they don't know. You know what I mean? It could have been worse than that too.
I think they know.
What if he would have hit a rock or something like that and he goes flying?
Yeah. Flew off, broke his neck. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know why the hell he went left, because obviously the other jet ski's right behind us. You know what I mean? We're going.
See all the
why
bubbles.
does he? Yeah. Why does he think that he could have gone that way. I don't know.
You
He
might have
just
seen
made
a little wave breaking over the reef
something.
or the sand and wanted
Yeah.
to hit it. And
You got to keep an eye on him, man. They think they know, but they don't know.
they don't.
You
They
know?
have no clue.
That's why they make parents these days, you know?
Yeah.
Keep us safe. Keep them
Yeah.
safe,
To
man.
beat them.
Right.
Beat them into submission.
Seriously, if that kid's parent was on the boat, the flats boat, when he hit his head on the concrete, I guarantee you that kid wouldn't have been sitting there and that wouldn't have happened.
Right.
you know?
And you hear a lot of accidents too because boating's so popular. It's so much more popular than it ever was in my
Yeah.
mind. Like, I mean, it's out of control. You see a lot of people in the water, they don't know what they're doing. You know, they just bring the alcohol and they start partying and go to sandbar and all the whole thing. You see a lot of like haul over, like places like that down south.
Qualified
Especially-
captain is a popular site on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah. I mean,
It's awesome to watch that stuff.
you know, I mean, safety has got to be. I know. I don't need to talk to you guys about it. You guys know it like the back of your hand. You know what I mean? It's your life. You know, it's your
That's, I
living,
think
it's your
that's like our
livelihood, you know?
first thing we're usually always looking for, too.
Right.
Is trying to keep everybody safe.
Yeah.
See someone going to grab a kingfish or something.
Yeah.
Ah, no, don't grab him. No,
Yeah.
you don't want to.
Yeah,
You don't want to learn
right.
from me.
Trying to
You
lip,
know,
him,
like,
lip him like a bass.
Don't do
They're
it.
like,
Yeah.
you're not in Wisconsin anymore. You'll leave your finger right there.
So, I mean, you got to be safe. That's the first thing.
Yeah, man.
First and foremost, because no one has a good time if you're not safe. If something happens, you know.
sure.
But
Sure.
anyway, at Captain Chris Lemieux,
Yep.
at Stan Hunt. What do you don't have an at?
I don't really do the
You don't
email
see- you
anymore,
don't-
but
don't-
you can actually go right on Facebook,
Facebook.
Rebound Sport Fishing, or you can just Google Rebound Sport Fishing or my name, and
Right.
all the info stuff will come up, pretty quick.
Or if anyone's up that way, they can just contact me.
Yeah.
can
I
put
do
you in
have
touch
at
with you.
Rebound Sport Fishing too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Rebound.
Google.
At Rebound Sport Fishing.
Yeah,
You'll
I
find
just
that. What
check
about
it
Get
here and
Some?
there.
Get Some.
Nah,
No more?
That's my user Fortnite name. Get some.
Get
Cool.
some 69.
Yeah.
Is it really?
No.
No. Well, we're going to go get some
It's
hogs
actually
soon.
17.
So, all right, we're going to
Yeah.
go get some hogs
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, I'll take you to that bar out there by me in the woods. We'll get some hogs there.
All right.
Won't tell the wife, so.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Really good times, man.
Thanks for having us, man.
So, right
Thanks
on.
for-
We'll have you on again,
For sure.
Yes, sir.
right?
Let's do
You
it.
guys are
Let's
more
get
than welcome
Keith-
anytime.
Get Keith up here.
We're going to, Keith, we'll strap up the fourth mic and we'll get all of us going.
Old B unit, as
Yep.
we call him. I miss you, man. Come on.
Oh, beanpole. All right,
That's for
guys.
sure. All right.
Connected by Water. At Connected by Water. At Dennis Friel Art. Hook it up. See ya.